Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel, as always. Good morning to you. Music in where I want it. Hope you're having a good morning. We're back here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. As I said, World Tour Flight 248. We're going to Norfolk Island, back to Sydney, Australia, to set up for our next country, which will be Vanuatu. But today, just getting a repositioning flight back to Australia. Well, not really a repositioning flight. We do have passengers, but not going to a new country. We're in the Boeing 738 from PMDG Simulations. We're on Qantas, flight 180. And as always, using things like GSX Pro, FS HUD, ATC. So that's going to be the ATC here, even though they're going to be giving us some wrong instructions to start out because for some reason they don't recognize the long runway that we need to use here at this airport, which is runway 29 and 11. They only have 22 and 04. So let's get into it. Inside the plane. I need to get my checklist, which oftentimes just makes more of a hassle than help a lot of times, and it's completely out of order right now. All right, here we go. Let's do down in here. We'll make sure our everything's what we need. Single class cabin, that's what we're looking for. I'll go back to the menu. FS actions, fuel. Payload today. We'll just get all this stuff, preliminary stuff set, and then we'll run through the whole flow. Payload, we got, right, yeah, 17, no, not that. I want the passengers, 163 passengers. 163 passengers, cargo, that about, that be, why can't I do the math in my head right now? Not 1800, is it? Why can't I do the math? Yeah, 1800. Okay, completely blanking, or not trusting my math at least. Got our cargo. See the zero fuel weight matches up, 60, 60. Takeoff weight, 71. I think that's max takeoff weight, so that's not what we're looking for. All right, okay, and go back in here. Ground services, we do have power. Request the fuel truck. And we get our target in there, which is 12,100. And we're ready to go. Let's what do we need? Battery on and guarded. It looks like it already is. Battery on and guarded. Electric hydraulic pumps off, and landing gear lever down in 3. Let's get the ground power going before we lose everything. We're gonna be taking off about 3:15 in the afternoon. Alright, did those the various tests for our fire. I know I'm missing one. I can never figure out where it is. I have to look into that again. Let's go up and get the APU. started. I'm going to say about 20 minutes. 20 minutes we should be able to get things set up. Ready to go. Hey, train lover Stan, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Alright, try to do this a little bit faster. Cockpit voice recorder. Here. Not sure why I'm not getting... Oh, there we go. Now it's stall. Stall 1 works. Stall 2 isn't. I believe it's about 3 hours. I'll probably use some time acceleration. Living on that busy schedule. So there it is, 2 hours, 52 minutes. We'll do some time acceleration. We're just over the ocean. So, not a lot to see and miss. Alright, IRS selectors. We'll do the test. Then heading and status and flying. Down here we'll start fueling. Using the PMDG fueling as opposed to the ESX. You can hear the wind right now. It is howling. Gusts up to about 31 knots, so that's what we're hearing there. Alright, in the FMC we do have our active air rack 2306 for the month of June. Our initial position is Yankee Sierra November Foxtrot. Air gate 1. Copy that down and jump back up top. Nav. We're aligned. Route. Yankee Sierra Sierra Yankee. Sydney. Flight number 180. We're going to be runway 9 today. Took half an hour. Oh yeah, Norfolk Island's basically midway between. It's kind of like this, almost midway between New Caledonia, New Zealand, and Australia. So it's a little bit out there. And since we're going down to Sydney, it's a little bit further south than if we were just going to Brisbane or Gold Coast or something. All right, so let's get our waypoints in here. First one, we're going to go to the VOR here, November Foxtrot. I always like this because it's actually lets you know what the name of it is. Versus in the Airbus where it doesn't, you kind of have to know your coordinate, or not even your coordinates, you just need to know which one it is. Airway Bravo 450, another VOR, Lima Hotel India. Then Uniform Hotel 258 Airway. Heaney. Add a letter. November 774. PSAT. And activate. Execute. We'll get our flight clearance. It's going to be slightly wrong because for some reason the ATC does not recognize runway 29 and 11, which are the runways that we need. And actually, we don't have any ATC here really active on this island, so we don't gonna call it ourselves, I guess. It's perfectly fine because they're gonna give us the wrong runway anyway. All right, once we get to we're gonna do in the ILS 25. Yeah, I don't know where Lord Howe Island is, so I couldn't tell you, but yeah, we're on Norfolk Island. Zero fuel weight 60. Go right up here, sim brief. Again, plan 12.1, so we have that, recognize that. Reserves, 2.6. Cost index, 80. Cruise, only going 300 today, level 300. Our wind is going to be 266 at 12. Oh, okay, yeah. We're gonna be a little bit further out. I'll get a map once we oh, we got all the Taft here too. You can see right now our MEDAR we have 42 minutes ago. It is giving us scattered clouds at 1900 feet, broken clouds 2600 feet, 17 degrees, QNH 1005. Winds from 240, 20 knots, 31 knot gusts. So that's why we're taking runway 29. We'll have a little bit of a crosswind. 22 would be better, but it's too short of a runway, too small. Oh. I always like to hit execute before I switch pages. 13,000 is our transition out of Norfolk. Right, N1. Bring up my calculator here. Yes. Get our 737. Load that. Our and actually, let's start getting passengers boarding at this point.
Boarding requested.
Short runway, you can see only 1,950 meters. We do have a margin of 241 on takeoff. Limited by runway, so we're going flaps 15 for this takeoff. At least the fuel truck. Over here, we're going to be doing 26K takeoff. Right, just keep the normal outside air temperature. So that all stays the same. Flaps 15 degrees. Center of gravity, plug that in. Then our speeds. Plane's giving us 1 knot, a little quicker. So that should be fine right there. Thanks for the follow, Train Lover Stan.
Let's
put that away. I want to go out and passengers coming on. Where are they? Hear them. We'll see them. Oh, really, GSX? Are you? Oh, okay, there he is. You can hear the sound effects. The sound effects don't match up perfectly. It's kind of weird. You can see the gate agent coming out, and the passengers coming behind them. Let's see, a bit more northeast. Train Lover, what runway? I can't. So hard to say what runway. What runway for approach at Sydney is going to be 25, right? Yeah, 25, just think 25. Yep, runway 25. And that, we might adjust that. I didn't look into it a ton, but I have time in the air. We can see the passengers coming on. Yeah, I hope it's long enough runway. Simbrief has been giving me 2 short runways lately. Yeah, give me that shorter runway. We can land there. So, usually when I go to Sydney, it always wants to give me 2.5, which the winds, it makes sense. All right, otherwise we'd have a nice 8. I'd rather take the, I'd rather have a 8 knot headwind versus a 8 knot crosswind. We're gonna have a 19 knot crosswind on this takeoff. No, 25 is, I think it just said like 2,300 or something. Feel very uncanny. Matty Far, welcome back. All right, let's get a few more things going here. We need to. This one. Stabilizer trim. That's what I need. We got trim 5.18. Get our pressurization panel set 30,000, then airport 400. Do you ever start?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, 16 is 4 kilometers. It's a longer one. But the other one's 2.3, and I mean, that's enough. We landed on this one here. Yeah, I might switch it. We'll see. We'll see how the wind is. And SimBrief, again, like I said, SimBrief likes to give me the weird stuff. I haven't pulled that up myself. Thanks for reminding me. Yep. Does that work? You available? Flight test. Sounds like all the passengers are on board. Still loading on the other side. Alright, air conditioning system. Ram door full open. Packs left and right auto. Isolation valve open. APU bleed on. The air conditioning coming now. Flight control panel. 5 switches are covered. Yaw damper. Didn't have this low pressure. Navigation all set to normal. Sources auto normal. Engine valve closed. Spar valve closed. These are dimmed. Crossfeed valve open. Valve closed. Light should go off. Get our fuel pumps all on. Galley power on and the IFE passenger seat on. Electrical power, good. Down, equipment cooling, emergency lights, armed and guarded, passenger signs auto, windshield wiper selectors park, window heat, on, hydraulics, on, pressurization, looks good. Ignition right. All right. Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen tested 100%. Navigation, transfer and display switches normal and auto. Window heat on. Pressurization mode selector auto. Flight instruments heading. Our runway heading and stuff. Like that. After Suva, we're gonna be headed up to Tuvalu and then back to Suva and then back to Fiji, or back to Nadi, Fiji. And I'm not sure where we're going after we get back to Fiji. During that little, we're doing that 4 ATR flights to go up to Tuvalu. A little excessive, but it gets us in the ATR, which is nice. 287. Got our heading 287. Altitude we'll go to 10,000. We're clearing ourselves. Altimeter 1015. Or 1005, I mean. Is set. Parking brake. Set. Engine start levers in the cutoff position. Let's remove the wheel chocks. That will remove ground power. APU gen. Doors are all closed. Anti-collision light on. Turn off the packs. Off. Or for engine start. 4-star checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel 12,100 kilograms. Pumps on. Passenger signs auto. Windows locked. VP we have the V2, which is 148. Heading 287. Altitude 10,000. Takeoff speeds V1 139, V rotate, or VR 141, V2 148. CDU pre-flight completed. Rudder and aileron trim free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Anti-collision light on. 4-star checklist complete. Get our pushback. Actually could have been setting up the pushback while I was doing that. Yep, only one flight a week. Yeah, well, I try to do the real life flights for this world tour, and that means sometimes we're the only one.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Let me see. After Suva, we have
Locking gear.
see, we're going Nadi to Suva, then Suva up to Funafuti, Tuvalu, then back to Suva, then to Nadi. Then from Nadi, we're going to be flying out to Kiribati, Tarawa. So directly after Suva, we're going to go out to Tuvalu, then we'll be back to Suva, then to Nadi, and then from Fiji, we'll go to now I'm blanking. I don't know if this pushback's going to work, but
Release parking brakes. Please.
yep. So Tuvalu will be the next country after Suva, and then after we get back to Nadi, we'll fly international again out of Nadi, Fiji, up to Kiribati.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Welcome to Longreach in central Queensland, the home of Qantas.
G'day. Oh shit, this is all good. Triple checked. I'll fly myself.
We started here in
Starting engine
1920
2.
as the Queensland and Northern Territory Aerial Services. Safety has always been our #1 priority, and today, with your help, we're going to keep it that way. Give us
What I
your
forget to
attention
do.
for the next few minutes to make your journey a safe one, as we take a journey through 100 years of innovation and Australian spirit. Welcome to Qantas.
Can I get both packs off? What are we?
This is a number 504 byplane.
Oh no.
Made from
What
timber
happened?
and canvas. You're flying on a Qantas Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Sounds a bit flashier than this, old girl.
Okay, it doesn't like my left or right engine start switch.
In the 1930s, Qantas are world leaders in aviation innovation.
Oh.
With fully enclosed
Oh
cabins,
my.
an in-flight bathroom, and even
No wonder it's not
seatbelts.
starting. I have to go
Fasten
ground,
your
not
seatbelt
continuous.
by inserting the clasp into the buckle and tighten by pulling the strap.
Oh.
You can undo your seatbelt by pressing the button. Keep it
Oh,
down
thank you.
and tight during takeoff.
Yeah, I try.
and
It's kind of fun to
the
see the
seatbelt
different,
sign is on. That
the
includes
different
infants and
safety
children.
briefings.
While seated at other
Waiting your
times,
confirmation.
Some of them, I try to get the most recent one, but sometimes you can't find it. And in the course of doing these world tour flights, I've actually ended up flying for
Welcome to
you know,
Qantas Flying Boat Base in
same
Rosehill,
airline multiple
Australia's
times, and
first international airport,
the
right
safety
here
briefing
on
has
Sydney
changed.
Harbour.
They've got an updated one.
Our life jackets look like this. Yours are a little more modern.
That's always cool to
You'll
see.
find one under your
I remember
seat,
like Air New
next to
Zealand
it,
when I
or
flew
in
it
the
back a
backrest.
few years ago. They had
Remove
the
your
Lord of the
life
Rings
jacket from
theme,
the pouch
and
by
now
opening the
it's
tab.
they've got a whole new
Over
theme,
your
which is
head,
more
pass the strap
with
around
the
your waist, clip at the front,
the
then
indigenous
tighten.
people. Are they the
There's a
Maori?
red
The
tag
Maori
and mouthpiece
in
for
New Zealand?
inflation, and
A little
whistle
bit
and
no,
light.
different.
And
It's a very
remember,
different
only inflate your life
theme.
jacket after you leave the aircraft.
Flight director's on. Starting engine 1.
If oxygen is
Oh, it's very
required,
Australian
mask
for
will
sure.
drop from above.
For
Put it
sure.
on quickly and tighten the strap. Oxygen will flow as you take a breath. Fit your own mask first and then help others.
Okay, we do have a good engine start, so let's
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine
In
start.
the unlikely
You can
event of
disconnect.
an emergency, you should be familiar with the brace position appropriate to your seat. If you can reach the seat in front, brace by folding your arms and resting your forehead on your arms. If you're seated behind a bulkhead or you can't reach the seat in front, lean as far forward as you can and hold on to your lower legs.
Unlocking gear.
Welcome to Australia.
Whoa.
Welcome
plane
to
over.
the 1960s.
Probes on.
Also known as
Don't
the
need the
jet age,
anti-ice.
Qantas brought the world
X back
closer
to
together.
auto.
Take a moment to locate
Isolation
your
valve
exit.
auto.
As you
AP
approach
bleed
exit,
off.
it might be
Bypass
behind you.
pin removed.
To remember your nearest exit, count the number of rows between you
Left
and
is
that
clear.
exit.
Right is clear.
Doo-doo-doo. That our engine starts to continuous.
Lights will guide you to your exits. Your crew members are pointing them out now. Welcome to the 1970s and our 747 upper deck lounge, when Qantas first introduced yet another innovation to air travel, business class. Keeping you safe has always been important to us. Please help us to create a safe, respectful and positive environment for everyone on board.
Before you get underway, make sure all your bags are in the overhead locker or under the seat.
I'm using, I mean, as far as
Smoking
map,
isn't allowed on Qantas flights.
like the actual map that I show it during the video. Yeah, I downloaded that one. But as for the route, yeah, the route's all made I've made it my own. Just flight to flight, point to point, and finding out what real flights. So that's why sometimes we have to double back.
We've
always been committed
It's such
to
a crazy
innovation,
one.
and it was a Qantas employee, Jack
Hey,
Grant,
verifying the
who
taxi
invented the
or
very
takeoff
first
speeds.
inflatable escape slide raft.
Good.
Your aircraft today is fitted with escape slides and life rafts,
Okay,
which
we
the
have flash
crew
15.
will operate in an emergency.
Double check that. Yes, we do. Flash 15.
If you need to evacuate, leave all items behind.
All right.
Slide,
After start
leave forward.
checklist, generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice off, isolation valve auto, engine start switches continuous, recall checked, auto brake RTO, flight controls checked, ground equipment clear. Okay, we didn't technically do the flight controls, so here we go.
I'm pretty sure I won't lose my phone, but if you lose yours, please avoid moving your seat or trying to retrieve it, as phones and tablets may be damaged or destroyed.
All right, flight controls checked.
Just ask a crew member for help. The 90s
After start checklist complete.
When we wrapped one of our
Make sure we
Boeing
get our
747s in the flying art
what?
of Wonala dreaming. You can read more about what we're doing today in
Gonna
your
taxi
Qantas
out.
magazine, located in your seat pocket. It also includes a health and safety section with important
Oh yeah, I could
information
share that.
on
I could
deep vein
share
thrombosis or DVT.
yeah,
It's
what
time
the
to ensure
future
that your
plan
seat back
is,
is
or
upright and your tray table is stowed. If you've missed anything,
I actually want to
it's on
put
your
together
safety
a
card,
another
also
map
in
that
your
just
seat
shows the
pocket.
flights and stats that you guys can access and look at. Oh, there's a little, getting some weird graphical glitches lately.
So please follow the instructions at all times.
Why can't I get moving
They'll
here?
be coming by later with a UNICEF
There we go.
chain for good bag. A Qantas program that is already raised.
Yeah, for
over
sure.
35
I've been planning to do it,
million
and
to help children.
I know a few other guys who have been doing their own world tours, kind of inspired, that have shared their world tour maps and on Google. The cool thing it used to be with, it doesn't work with Volanta, but Project Fly that I used to use to track my flights. You could download a XML file or whatever, and you could plug that into Google Earth, and it would actually show the flight path. Kind of sucks that I don't have that anymore.
Thank you.
And I went away from
Thank you
Project
for
Fly.
flying.
Volanta is just so much,
Thank you for
just
showing
easier
respect
to
each other
pick up and
our
go.
crew.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank
Alright.
you for your support.
And thank you for your attention. Have a great flight.
Man, the brakes are like super sticky on this plane. You tap the brakes and it just locks up. Probably turn on taxi light, right? Off the APU. Strobe on. Since we're on a runway, not a ton of traffic coming in here. Welcome back. Alright, safety briefing is complete, finally. Yeah, so we're getting these, there again, I just saw it again, there was like a weird line. So, number of graphic glitches. I've been seeing, every once in a while, like a white dot will just appear random places. So, and I've seen people, commenting that they've been having that issue. Clancy's, Clancy's. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a good morning or a good afternoon wherever you're coming in from. Welcome on board Qantas Flight 180, service to Sydney. Those graphical glitches are happening more and more now. Brakes are incredibly sticky for some reason. Yeah, it's really cool seeing all the different. That's why, I mean, I think that was That was one reason I wanted to do it. I also wanted to explore the whole world. And it was also at a point like when I first got X-Plane, I just had no idea where I wanted to fly, and it was just ended up always flying a lot of domestic American flights. I really did want to fly other places in the world, but it's kind of hard to just come up with a flight like where do I want to fly. Now it's a little bit easier now that I'm kind of in doing this world tour. I almost have more places I'd like to fly that I can't get to right now. Alright, so again, we got a short runway, so we're going flaps 15. Still not a max takeoff speed or anything though. Interesting. Alright, landing lights on for takeoff. Strobe is position. Strobe is steady. We're at Tara. Do our checklist here. Before takeoff checklist, flaps 15, green light. Stabilizer trim 5.18 units. Alright, auto throttle's armed. And we're ready to go. Don't be too hard on yourself. Getting in the ready, take off.
Rotate.
Oh. Forgot that we had that crosswind that kind of pushed us down there.
Radar contact, climb and maintain 10,000, QN8 1005.
Climb and maintain 10,000, Qantas 180.
You can see that 20, almost up to 30. Now we're going to be turning into it, so we'll have a nice, well, we don't really want to be turning into it, but I have a headwind here. That's a crosswind takeoff right there, and I hope we didn't strike our wing. I don't think we did, but that's why I kind of got shoved off to the right there. I didn't put enough rudder.
Qantas 180, proceed direct November Foxtrot.
Good to hear, guys. Good. Yeah, I try to stream when I can. I'm actually started working on doing some little YouTube videos, kind of highlighting some freeware airports that are out there. I'll probably also do some, if those go well and I can get back in the flow of making videos, actually produced videos. I'll probably try to make some tutorials and stuff as well on how to do little things in Flight Simulator and maybe branch out. We'll see. Time is always the issue. Oh, you know what? We should probably bring our landing gear up. Positive rate, that's where you bring your landing gear up. There's Norfolk Island, nothing else out here.
Climb and maintain flight level 190, Qantas 180.
Engage the autopilot. Awesome. Yeah, that should pop up on the stream at some point. I don't know why my lighting is so washed out today. Alright, crossing 8,000 feet, climbing to flight level 190. Landing gear in the off position. Alright, after takeoff checklist, engine bleeds, on, packs, auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Crossing 10,000, we'll turn off our landing lights. Our cabin altitude pressure here. So it's at, this is the cabin altitude right there. So 2,000 feet right now. Wow, where is it? Really picking up speed. Really going for target speed. High target speed. Yeah, Qantas has, we flew, where did I fly from? I think it was Perth to Brisbane. We did the really cool, wish I had it off the top of my head what it's called. Called the Yanani Dreaming one. That's the one that's like orange and red and got all the cool stuff. Number of interesting liveries to play with.
Qantas 180, climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280, Qantas 180.
I have the Boeing 737-700 and the 737-800 for PMDG because I just couldn't wait to get the PMDG, so I spent way more money on. I bought both the planes, which is, I tend to only fly the 800 most of the time, unless I'm doing Southwest, and then I'll jump into the 700. Every once in a while, 700 is helpful because there's not a livery for the 800, but there is for the 700. But yeah, not worth what I paid. Have both of them. I have Aerosoft's the CRJ 550, the CRJ 700. I didn't get the 900 or the 1000, which, considering I don't fly those planes enough anyway. Unless I'm doing unless I'm using a pilot's life and doing my SkyWest career, then I'm flying the CRJ all the time, which is nice. I have I just got the ATR 42 and 72 that came out, and I think it was $12. We got because I have the premium deluxe or whatever, so I got that discount. And then the fly-by-wire A320. Those are basically the planes I fly most of the time. We will on this, I think we're going to be flying to Korea. We'll be on Asiana. We'll be flying in the 747. But every once in a while, I'll jump into the 747, 787 on this world tour. Every once in a while. The only problem with them is they're not as, like, just not as detailed or things working properly. Like the fly-by-wire is just such a joy to fly because so many of the systems are accurately represented versus the more stock vanilla versions of the 787 and 747. Those are those three planes, the 787, the 747, the Boeings, and then the Airbus A320 all originally came with Flight Simulator, and the A320 got so much love from the fly-by-wire team. Alright, let's go standard pressure. Getting late, should go. I will make sure to check out your channel later because I have turned on notifications. Awesome. Yeah, there's tons of videos over there. Years ago, I have a ton of American Truck Simulator videos from years ago. I wish I had time. 4 years ago, I had all the time in the world to make videos and do everything. Now I have basically my streaming time is the only amount of time I have really to do anything. So I kind of missed American Truck Simulator and missed being able to kind of jump between games and stuff, but it's hard enough just to stay on top of Flight Simulator now. So yeah, go over there, check that out, and like I said, I'm working on hopefully some more video content versus live content, but we'll see how that actually plays out. If I actually ever publish the video or finish it and publish it. So thanks for stopping by, thanks for the follow and all that stuff, subscription, and hope to see you next time I'm streaming. I don't have a accurate date yet because I don't know my next week work schedule yet. What liveries? Oh man, too many. I just downloaded I'll actually show you. Go by. So flightsim.to, that website's that's where I go for all my stuff. There was a little bit of a controversy a few months ago over that website and issues with creators. I've never gone away from it. It's just such a nice clearinghouse for modifications, liveries, and all that stuff. But I'm sure there are some other ones that are out there, but this is like the biggest one everyone knows. Let's see if I can find my downloads and kind of show you every livery I've got for the. What are we looking at for the? Look at the Boeing. We'll do the Boeing 737-700 first because I have fewer ones that. And a ton of them need updates, I can see. So if I can get a browser up.
Qantas 180, climb and maintain, flight level 300.
Climb and maintain, flight level 300, Qantas 180.
Hey, flight level 300. Yeah, so this is what I have. I have a lot of I have a bunch of the Southwest Airline, the state ones, like Maryland 1, New Mexico 1, Colorado 1, Nevada 1, Lone Star 1. So I got all these. I haven't flown a lot of these yet. There's other ones here, like Air Koryo. Now this is an interesting one because in X-Plane, I flew into Korea, and in X-Plane, I only flew the 737-800 because that's the only free plane that I had that I would fly. And I actually made a livery. I made the Air Koryo livery for that plane back in X-Plane. So it's nice that I don't have to try to do that here in Flight Simulator because I have no clue. But yeah, so we'll have that one. We're flying that one in future once we get up to North Korea. Let's see, Nauru Airlines. So there's another one we're going to be coming up on pretty soon. So there's a few of these where it's like if I didn't have the 737-700, I wouldn't even have that livery. I don't know if I'm doing any Air China flights part of the world tour, but I love this. I love it when so Air China is the People's Republic of China, like mainland big China that we all think of, and then China Air is Taiwan, the Republic of China, and they both like to pull out the peony, the peonies on their liveries. I always like those ones. Now we got Xiamen, which is another Chinese airline, Caribbean, Suriname, so we flew that one. Back in South America, Avior. Haven't done Aerojet yet. Of course, you got the American Airlines. Got quite a few. More of the Southwest. So that's just the 700. Let me see if I can find the 800. What about Rex? I don't have Rex. I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to check it out, but right now I'm kind of like in budget mode. So the fact that a little bit, maybe it's the next one when I'm feeling like a little like maybe I'll spend a little, can drop a little money on something. Maybe I'll check out Rex. But here's all. So these I just downloaded a whole bunch of these. For our going forward, as we get into Asia, I got the Beeman, Bangladesh, Malaysia Airlines, Garuda Indonesia. I think there's like 4 or 5 in this pack. Sriwijaya Air, Indonesia again. Singapore, Juju Air, Qantas, there we are, that's the plane we're on right now. Air New Guinea. A couple of these Qantas ones. So we flew this one, I think, from Sydney to Perth, I believe. And we flew this one from Perth back to Brisbane. Mongolian Airlines. Air Vanuatu, we're going to be flying that next flight over to Vanuatu. I could have sworn I had more 738 ones. I guess I don't. That's also because I haven't been flying the 738 as much, and if you look at my look at the fly-by-wire one. Let's see how many I got. I got 10 pages worth of fly-by-wire Airbus ones because there's so many airlines fly the Airbus, and I've flown so many of them. But again, here's some of the ones I'm going to be flying. Astara, when we're in India, Nepal. So many cool liveries. That might be some other videos too, where it's like I kind of rank liveries. Even though with that one I don't really have to go in Microsoft Flight Simulator and do it. Hong Kong Express. Yeah, I think for Asiana we're not flying. I don't even think this is. I think this is a fictional plane because I don't think they have the Airbus. I think they just have. But yep, we got quite a few liveries. Now, what I haven't looked into is I really haven't ever looked into Rex a ton. That's why I've never bought it, because I guess it's just not something that I've thought like, oh, I need to get this. Why are we insisting on flying as close to the... Really weird. Yeah, I don't have Rex, but I would like to look at it. I wish I could just buy everything. All the little cool stuff. Like the big one, like Rex, the Rex Accu season. I look at that one and I'm kind of like, because I bought the one I have is Bijan Hibashi, which you kind of have to, I think, I don't know how the Rex Accu season works, but with the Bijan Hibashi you have to change the settings, and the Rex one actually looks a lot better, or it's dynamic. Oh man. I wish I mean, I like the Bijan Hibashi one, but man, I wish I had known about the Rex. Or the Rex had been out. I don't know if Rex was out when I bought that one for the seasons. But yeah, this cost. That's so cool because it, like, with the Rex, yeah, the Rex one is more, even the winters look way better. And the trees. Wow. Oh man. Oh, I mean, well, that's the thing, yeah. Well, let's see, it's, well, for Rex Accuracy, that's the thing, it's like, I want to say the Bijan Hibashi was even more expensive than Rex. Would be really cool to get. I have a nice discounted stuff. I might have to look, maybe I'll spend some money. Frederick Ulysses Nash Sawyer Donegal. Hey, what a name. How are you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, I've bought a few things over the years, but the weather one for Rex would be really cool, probably. So I'll probably hold off on some of these things, and because I figure as soon as I buy something like Rex, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 will announce that they're going to have this stuff in it, that it actually is really good. You can spend so much on Flight Simulator. Yeah, and I'm in savings mode. Even if I wasn't, I'd have a hard time justifying some of them. We'll see. I just woke up. Yeah, I woke up a few hours ago. I probably would be just waking up if I didn't want to make the stream schedule, actually. But I want to make sure I got going at 7 this morning, an hour ago. Exactly an hour and a minute ago. Crazy. Let the passengers get up and walk around since we're at cruise. So just joining in, we are flying from Norfolk Island to Sydney, Australia, back to Sydney, Australia on the Boeing 737-800 Qantas flight 180. And we'll have one more 737-800 flight, probably not today, but next time we'll be flying Air Vanuatu up to Vanuatu, nation of Vanuatu, just a little bit northeast of New Caledonia, which is northeast of Australia. So we'll be flying nice northeast direction out of Sydney next stream, which should be possibly might be the 4th of July. It might have off the 4th of July, we'll see. But I am working tomorrow and Saturday, and then I don't know my schedule yet, so likely probably working Sunday and Monday. Maybe fingers crossed, get the 4th of July off. So keep an eye out. I'll be getting that date settled for the stream for YouTube, and if you're on Twitch, I'll make sure that's on the schedule. We'll be flying the Boeing 737-800 Air Vanuatu up to Vanuatu, and then we'll have a stretch of 5 ATR 76 flights, which will be really fun to get into the ATR with you guys. I'm a little nervous because I've only had, I think, one successful flight in the ATR 72. Last one I did, for some reason, upon landing, I have no idea what happened. It just was I could not get the plane to descend to the runway. It was really weird. So I don't know what I did wrong on that one. But we'll have 5 ATR 72 flights. We're going to be doing Air Vanuatu to back to Fiji. So Vanuatu to Fiji will be an ATR 72 flight. And then we'll be on Fiji Link, going from Nadi, Fiji. Just a short hop on the island, the other side to Suva. And then we'll have a longer one, about 2.5 hours from Suva up to the nation of Tuvalu, which is just a few islands. And then we'll come back to Suva, then Suva back to Fiji. So kind of a trip. So 4 flights in Fiji Link. Nadi to Suva, Suva up to Tuvalu, Tuvalu back to Suva, then Suva back to Nadi. And then Nadi will be flying out to Kiribati. And going. Malaysian ringgit is very weak, so $1 is now 5. Yeah, most of the time when I was in China, when I was living in China, the Chinese RMB, the renminbi, the Chinese yuan, it was $1 was about, I would always roughly go $1 would be 6 RMB, but yeah, it'd be between 6 and 7. There was one point where it was up to 7, and I wish I had on that, and that was when I was taking my RMB and buying dollars. I was sending money over here because I had to pay like student loans and stuff. So it kind of bit me there. It'd be nice if it was that right now, and then I could take my money, or if I was sending money from here to China, but don't need to do that really. Donegal, my longest flight was Los Angeles to Sydney. Yeah, that's a long one. Is that a real life flight? Is there a flight between? Sure there is. I think I probably looked into it. At some point we're gonna do some. Once we get done this world tour, we're gonna really open up.
China Southern 306, heavy radar contact, maintain, flight level 3.
It'll kind of open up what flights I can do, because right now I'm just so like focused on, I want to finish this world tour concept that I've been working on since I started flight simulating, and it'd be so cool to get all the way around the world, to every country. What I'm doing is trying to get to every country and territory in the world, and we're getting there. We just have to basically do rest, hop through the Pacific, all the island nations, and then Asia, and we'll be done. And a lot of this is I'm repeating this section right now that I'm doing down here, Australia, New Zealand, and through Asia. I did that all in X-Plane. I got over to Africa, and then we switched over to Flight Simulator. So I started over with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now I'm going to be finishing off with Asia, and I'm looking forward to it because I've been to some of these places in X-Plane, and now it's going to be cool to see them looking a lot more realistic here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's see. Yep, there are actually 5. Wow, 5. Yeah, 5 flights direct flights between Los Angeles and Sydney. You got a Qantas 12, which is on the Airbus 380. American Airlines 73, which is the Boeing 777 wide. United's on the 789. United Airlines 839. Delta has one, Delta 41. Airbus A350 for 900. And then Kalita Air, which is flight 255. That's on the Boeing 777L. So pretty cool, some options there. So in the future, maybe we'll do some of those flights. Yeah, that's a 14.5-hour flight, at least. A little bit, only slightly longer than Chicago to Shanghai. Shanghai is Shanghai Pudong. Zulu Sierra Papa. Oh. Yeah, they must have. I don't know if I'm hoping this is just like recent flights, and because it used to be I could fly United between Chicago and Shanghai. It's not available anymore. At least on FlightAware's not saying it, so there's nothing scheduled anymore. China Eastern, China Southern, Air China, China Cargo, and yeah. Yeah, Borneo. Been a while. Oh, I think I have that. Is Borneo its own country, or is Borneo within? Did not ringing a bell. Oh, shouldn't have missed anything. I think Borneo is Borneo Brunei. Because I have like I have the map of the world in Adobe Illustrator, and basically that's how I know I'm hitting every country, because it should have every country on it. Hope I didn't miss something. Actually got a lot of territories I'm not going to get into, like different atolls and stuff out in the middle of the ocean. You know, South Georgian islands, the British overseas Indian territory, a number of places where there's either there are no real commercial flights, which I think is the case for like the British Indian territory. It's just a military base, if that. Or these territories, these little islands, don't even have an airport, so you can't fly there anyway. We're getting some calls for China Southern. That's pretty cool. Borneo, third largest island in the world.
China Southern 306 heavy maintain.
Oh yeah, Borneo's got. Okay, so it has the. Got Brunei. Is it all Brunei?
China Southern 306 heavy.
Oh yeah, Brunei, Indonesia, and Malaysia. That's what it is. Yep, we'll be landing in Borneo for sure. For Brunei, I don't think I have any flights going there. My Indonesian flights. The only time we'll get on there is for Brunei. But in the future, I have some grand plans besides going to flight school. You know, when I'm streaming, it's going to be, once we get down to the world tour, I'm going to kind of start doing, it'll be kind of more of a free form world tour, I guess, in the sense that we're just going to go all over the world and fly different flights, as opposed to doing this like point to point A, B, C, D, like we're doing right now. It'll just be like, hey, I'm doing a flight on Malaysia, you know, Malaysian Air Malaysia, or I'm doing a flight on Air Asia, right? I'm going to do a flight from Bangladesh, Bangkok to, you know, wherever, you know, and so we can check out all the different liveries in the world that we're doing on this world tour to a certain extent, but it's limited because I can't fly every livery, because I'm limited to like, oh, I need to go from point A to point B, and these are the flights, and but I try to, when I'm setting up these flights, go, okay, I just flew Philippines Air for this one. Okay, I'm gonna fly try to find the flight between these two spots that's a different airline. That way we can see different liveries. But in the future, it'll be more free form once we finish the world tour. But we'll still be flying all over the world. It'll be a little bit different because I think I'll fly like a South American flight, and then I'll fly a European flight, then I'll fly an Asian flight. It'll bounce around more. Whereas here you kind of are I had a whole section where we're just Africa because we're flying point to point in Africa. Then Europe, we're just in Europe, and it gets a little boring sometimes after a while. I really want to do some African flights again. Yep, Borneo is divided by Indonesia, Brunei, and yep. Even though Sarawak, my home, is a state in Malaysia, it is so different, so when I'm moving to West Malaysia, it is very hard. Is Sarawak on Borneo? Because Malaysia, yeah, Malaysia's split between the peninsula and Borneo, right? I don't think I've been no, I haven't been to Malaysia, but I've been very close to the Malaysian border with Thailand. Because we went bring this up again. Browser. No, we went to Satun, so I used to live over here. Kind of give you a little bit of geography where I'm at. So right now I live here in Milwaukee, the U.S., where I grew up. Our downtown. And after college, I basically started working in China teaching English because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And so I'd fly any combination like Chicago to Beijing, or various different flights to get over here. Number of times would fly into Incheon, Seoul. But my first place I worked was over here in, where is it? Lingan. Which, yeah, it looks like a small place, but there's probably a good number of people there that live pretty on top of each other. And then I lived here in Hangzhou, down here to start. Then we moved up here. Really cool because this canal is actually the Grand Canal. It goes all the way up to Beijing, like 1,000 years old or whatever. We lived like right near it. I didn't, that was really cool. And I'd ride my bike all over this whole area. So cool. That's kind of close to Shanghai. A couple hours out of Shanghai. And then now we own an apartment down here in Jenda. Actually, apartment's up here, and that's my wife's hometown. That's where she's from. And you got the kind of called like the Thousand Island Lake or whatever, because it's actually a flooded area due to a dam, and so you get all those islands. But yeah, that's where I lived, and so we did basically our last summer that we lived there, our last full summer that we lived there. We flew from Hangzhou down to Bangkok. We flew into the international one, which is the big one right here, and then we spent the night at a hotel, and then we had to take a taxi to the smaller airport, or the domestic airport, because then we went from Bangkok down to, I think, Satun. Sounds familiar. I don't know which city. Hat Yai. Flew to Hat Yai. Then we had to drive. We had to take a van all the way over here, the coast. I'm not sure where we got on, but we went to Olipe. That little island. Oh. right there. I mean, basically, there's, you know, Malaysia, and we're right here. That was really cool. If you're ever looking for a place, I'm kind of giving away the secrets if you're, I don't know. But this is, I kind of found it on a travel blog where they were talking about, you know, going to, you know, go to your tropical island or whatever, your beach resort, but you're going off season. It's kind of like Koh Lipe. I've never heard of Koh Lipe. Most people haven't, because off of Indonesia, most people are going to Bali, or they're going to Fiji, they're going to the Caribbean in the US. Now, those are the ones people know. You're either going to the Bahamas, you know, the Caribbean. If you live in the US, you're going there, or you're going to, you know, Fiji. Not Fiji. Which one? Tahiti. You know, people know Tahiti, Bali, Fiji. But then, I'd never heard of Koh Lipe, and it was really nice. I mean, we went during August, which is actually the off season, and so it was very easy to get. There's still a lot of people there. I guess it wasn't as crazy as it is at peak season, and because it wasn't peak, we were able to get a nice place for very cheap right on the beach. You know, everything's on the beach there, but it'd be expensive. More expensive than well, that's something I miss about living in America now, and just not having the time or the money. Like back in China, it's like everything costs less, and so I made a lot less money, but everything costs less, a lot less concerns, I guess. Or maybe I just wasn't an adult yet. I grew up in Miri Sarawak, which is one of the cleanest oil towns. I don't even think of that one. Malaysia, with oil. That's Sarawak, Malaysia. That is. Which? Oh, Miri Sarawak. I was like, why am I not able to give me the whole section of Malaysia that's on Borneo? On Miri. Again. There we go, there's Miri Sarawak. It's amazing how you can just like this right here, even just this looks like China. I mean, so much of it's like I miss it too. I miss the Asian. You know, I mean, even though it's Malaysia, which is a little bit different. I mean, this is not exactly the same, but some of the similar building materials and stuff, or just the way things are built. I mean, even this is kind of looks familiar. China tends to be a little bit. I mean, out here. Kind of makes sense. But yeah. I mean, if you plopped me down and didn't tell me I was in Malaysia at first, there you go, there's some oil. It feels so. There you go. Now that looks Hong Kong. Why are we showing Hong Kong photos here? Here. Alright, let's look at some. Can I see it? Can you get pictures of Koh Lipe? So I think that's actually the place we stayed. I think we went to that place. Remember that one. I think this is the Sunrise Beach. I can't actually tell from here. But I'll tell you one thing, taking the boat out there was not fun. The worst part of the trip is the getting there. But Otherwise, it's so good. We, well, that wasn't. Man, I miss it. It's a place that I don't think, you know, if I hadn't been in China, I would have never even gone to a place like that. Let's see. On July 1st, I will be moving to Australia since I am a dual citizen of Australia and America. Awesome. Almost 1/4 of Malaysia is Chinese. Alright, we're gonna bump on. You can see another plane out there doing some. Our traffic is working, our traffic injection, that's good. Alright, I'm going to do a little time acceleration. So in the Boeing and or not the Boeings, but the PMDG planes, they actually, you can control time acceleration within Microsoft Flight Simulator right here with this button. For one click, it'll go yellow, that's 2 times speed. So now we're going, every minute is only going to take 30 seconds to cover. And 4 times speed is going to be red. And that will be every 15 seconds we go through a minute. If I click it again, it'll go up to 8 times. You can click it again, I think it goes up to 16 times. You can do it 8 times, you can get away with 8 times, and that will work. But if you're doing a really long haul and doing it in a 737, you're doing like a 7-hour flight, which I think is probably the range you can go. I've done it, I tested it out. 8 works just fine. 4 is ideal. 2 obviously works just fine as well. 16 you can kind of get away with. You'll start seeing some real frame rate issues. But the Boeing is really stable at 4 or 8 even. Whereas the fly-by-wire, the A32NX, now that one you have to do, you use the time acceleration that's keys within Microsoft Flight Simulator. You have to set up your toggles. But with the fly-by-wire, you can only go to 2 times speed. So, kind of sucks because you can see how much faster we're going now, time-wise. Actually, you can see how the minutes are, or the minutes going here, how quick that's going. It should take 15 seconds. That doesn't feel like 15 seconds though. Try it again, ready? Okay. If it takes 15 seconds. Because it should, right? $13. 14, 15, yeah, okay. I don't know, just 15 seconds in feels faster in 15 seconds, but I guess 15 seconds isn't that long. Of course, if you're using any tracking service, if you're on VATSIM or you're logging, tracking how many hours you've flown, any of those tracking programs are going to go based off of real time. Which is why I used to not use time acceleration, because I wanted to track it. Now I just manually track my own time and go, okay, in the sim time, I started flying. We took off at, I think, 4:17. We'll land at probably close to 7. So it'll be close to about a 3-hour flight. But it'll only take me an hour, 2 hours to do the flight. And so we're going to do the time acceleration. Not a ton to see here. And that'll also allow me, if I didn't have the time acceleration, it would allow me to step away and do some other stuff really quick. But I also want to make sure I'm not going too long here because, again, wife and child, they usually start stirring around 9 o'clock, and it's easier to not be trying to land and everything be hidden up in my room here. Alright, so I'm going to step away for just a moment. I'm going to bring up the GPS, the map, follow along the flight. And you can see the sun is starting to drift down a little bit. So I will see you guys in minutes. before I step away, I just want to kind of comment on this. I'm looking and we're doing this time acceleration, but my estimated time is stuck at 2 hours. What is going on here, right? I think this is probably the culprit. Look at this headwind we got. 167 knot headwind coming basically right at us. You can see our track, or our track is this. Yeah, our plane has to actually be over here to maintain this, try to maintain this course. So I believe that's what that's telling me. But it's just, I mean, 167 knots. So that is really slowing us down. Well, never mind. DT just jumped down half an hour. I don't know why it was lagging there. What's causing that lag? But okay. No, I'm not. But nevertheless, 166 knot headwind. Whew. It is windy out there. Nasty. All right. A little bit to go here on the flight. Starting to lose the sun. So we should have a nice approach into Sydney. Can you do a flight from Miami to British Virgin Islands on American Eagle 1E175? Well, I don't have the Embraer, so can't really do it that way. Unfortunately. Alright, let's slow down the time here. Okay, so we're back at real time. But for sure, like right now I think for, the foreseeable future, at least the rest of this year probably, I'm just going to be knocking out these world tour flights. And then once we get done with the world tour flights, it's going to be request city, throw a request in. If you give me a request, either in sim or in the stream, or you can join my Discord and there's a request section, and we'll start knocking those out probably next year and going off into the future, because my goal with the world tour, like, I just wanted to fly everywhere in the world. I wanted to fly in every country, kind of achieve that. We're gonna have that, and then you guys request it. Hey, you don't have the sim. I don't mean in the sim, on the stream. You can request it on the stream here. Even better is to go on Discord and put it in as a request. If your Discord name is different than your YouTube name or whatever, just put your YouTube name on there as well. It's like, hey, you fly from Miami to, the British Virgin Islands. Give me the flight that you want, what plane you'd like to see, what airline you'd like to see, and I will try to, in the future, or when I have a chance to do it, that'll be my plan at that point. Right now it's just 100% focused on just trying to knock out this world tour, because it's been a long thing. Alright, let's get into our departure arrival. Let's turn some brightness up. Alright, departure arrival. We're coming in runway 25. Grab approach here. LS. Okay, so I got it set up on over there. So what we're gonna do is we're going to ILS, and we're gonna do Marlin 5 for our standard terminal approach, and execute. So there is no transition because it does just go to a final. Now the problem is we're gonna actually have to get rid of this, because that takes us in far. Marlin right there. We don't want to go all the way into the airport and then come out like that. Okay, so that means we're actually now way above where we need to be, our descent. sign on. On, please. That one we could do. We could do an ATR. For sure. Alright, so by venue, we need to be between 9,000 and 5,000 feet. So Marlin, Bickus, we need to be above. There's Marlin. Okay, we're descending really rapidly. So I guess on this flight, it wants to descend rapidly. Weird. Sometimes I can't get the plane to descend. Popping your eardrums right now, but sometimes you gotta make the quicker descent. I should have gotten this set earlier because we were coming in all the way to the, basically right into the airport and then going out.
Qantas 180, climb and maintain. Flight level 300, contact Melbourne, Centre 119.8.
Climb and maintain. Flight level 300, contact Melbourne, Centre 119.8. Qantas 180.
Basically, they kind of shortcutted us here. Is what's happening. So that's why we have to
Qantas 180, inbound, mile at flight level 240, climbing. Flight
get down
level 300.
a little bit quicker.
Qantas 180, radar contact, continue climb. Flight level 300.
How's that for?
Continue climb. Flight
That
level
away.
300.
How's that for a shot? You can see the coast coming up now. Beautiful. As the sun is setting in the west. Bring up the charts. Do a quick, kind of brief here. The jelly, we're going to be max 185. That's what we're going to get our instrument approach fix. Final course is 241 or 242. ILS 109.7. We're going to capture the glide slope 1,610 feet. PEGBA minimum 230. Then our airport, we're going to put in 50 for our altitude and pressure. A go around procedure looks like it's just a track on the runway track 242, climb to 3,000 or as directed. Transition altitude 10,000 feet. All pretty standard right there. We're coming in runway 25, shorter runway. Really forgot about that too. Is that might wanna guess what runway we're coming on. The wind here though. Yeah, we don't want to. If we go to the other runways, we're gonna have a high crosswind. So we'll go with the shorter one. We do have a nice headwind there of 14 knots, so that'll help us slow down as well for landing. Into the airport schematic. We're gonna land. We're probably gonna use most of the runway, so we're gonna probably be exiting a Yankee or hotel, possibly even Gulf. Gulf 1 there. So, or Gulf 1 or Gulf 2 for Yankee. We'll turn there, and then we'll be coming in. I think we're gonna be going to the international terminal. Have to double check which gate we're gonna get. All right, let's take a keep our eyes on this beautiful sunset while I get our final course in, which is gonna be 242. You need it on this course one because this is going to work with the ILS or the VOR, whichever one you have put in. It's different than this heading, which is won't affect your ILS, how the ILS is reading things. Go down here to where our ILS is and up that down, and we need 109.7. Make that active. Same over here. 1097. and we should see that pop up. I could also put the VOR in if I wanted, or I could use one to put the VOR. Alright, it's saying standard pressure. That's not accurate. And we are still pretty high as we're trying to lose speed. We might actually extend here. We can, yeah, might need that. Alright, we're gonna add a waypoint, no bar, give ourselves an extended here. Right there. Probably just skip menu. We'll see, we need the drag. Well, that's going to give us a little bit more time. Ball YT. Back. What is add maths? Hey Frederick, welcome back. Time to watch me struggle to try to get this plane down, which we seem to be having a lot of trouble with lately. But, time. Beautiful sunset views. All right, writing your first book, awesome. Okay, we are above 8,000. No bar, we don't have anything giving us what we need to be. That's out of course, but I'm probably gonna be on. What do we need to be at jelly? That's what we should be looking at. Jelly, we're aiming for 3,000 feet. So let's see if we can do this. Leading that speed, and the problem is that I have the speed brake and it's just not helping. Q and H. Right, met our data for Sydney, VFR, 15 knots out of 280 degrees. Unlimited visibility, or basically 9 degrees Celsius, 0 degree dew point. It's only giving us flaps 30 for this landing. I'm probably just gonna go full flaps. I'll go with what it calculates, that way I don't screw it up. Laps 30, 146 for our speed. Nice slope on. 8,300 feet, 2530 for runway length. Making our turn again, still pretty high. Want to extend some more. Landing lights on. Never got my QNH. That's what I was looking for. QNH 101. Jelly, we need to be above. Right there, you can see Jelly above 3,000. Make it. Every time, it feels like. Math course, which helps with getting into colleges. Oh, okay, so like an AP, like ours would be like advanced placement. Well, oh, I guess so that's what you're getting, like add advanced. I suppose. That's the runway. Pretty high up. Downtown, is that downtown over there? Kind of hard, no lighting coming. Oh, what the heck am I doing? Why, you see the glide right there. So. Yeah, we might have to do a go around just to get set up better. It looks like we're getting there. We got auto brake 3. Yep, I saw it.
Qantas 180, radar contact, descend and maintain 1,600 QNH 1016.
Descend and maintain 1,600. Qantas 180. Qantas 180, cleared ILS, approach at 1,600, runway 25, report established on localizer. Cleared ILS, approach at 1,600, runway 25, report
Yeah, we're not going to be able to land this.
Qantas 180.
Got way too much speed and we just cannot get down. Yep. Well, you can see we're just way too high. We're way over the glide slope, and we got too much speed. So we're gonna overfly the airport, and I guess we'll be landing when it's dark. There goes the sun. Bridges and the opera house right over there. Alright, so we got a missed approach. Yeah, they are. It's hard to see. Okay, we can get rid of the speed brake now. Got a nice flyby of downtown over here. We're going to vector out, and we're going to rival again. I want us to go, we're going to go back to Uxama. Ellie. We'll go to Uxama. Ourselves are all set up. For sure. Not a bad go around, I'll say that. Be worse. But now we're at 3,000 feet, we'll be able to... I don't know. I don't know what it used to be. I didn't notice the shading on there before. You can actually even see the screens. See that? See the screens in there. Inside the plane. Real detailed, actually. There you go. Yeah, probably. A lot of logos used to be overly detailed, like, you know, overly drawn. A lot of shading and hatching and stuff, so. typically logos are being simplified. I noticed like Campbell's Soup. I was going through the store and I just noticed like they slightly changed the font and they did just little tweaks. And I mentioned it to someone and they were like, "What are you talking about?" Like, look at it, right? Because I can notice those kind of things because I do so many things with like graphics, fonts and stuff. I'm like, they tweaked the font a little bit and they kind of did this more updated. More of a modern simplification. That's how everything always is. I mean, you're always going to have more modern stuff. That sometimes the logos get modernized and they look terrible. Like I think Kia's the example where they updated their logo and it became unrecognizable. It's like really hard to tell what it's saying now. Alright, so you can see right there, we're going out to Exama, but we're on our turn, it's just going to go right into Chelly. Which will be fine because we capture at Pegba, so we're going to descend to 1600. Flaps 2. Once we make this turn, we'll lower the landing gear. Yeah, I think I need to get more on top of the descent. It's just not working lately. The VNav on this plane or on the Airbus, both of them are just they're ignoring the concept that we got to slow down, I guess, or something. I don't know what the problem is, but both of them are kind of acting. This one used to act very, very good, and now it's kind of being silly. Okay, there's the runway. Landing gear down. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's kind of got to be up to you. But yeah, I understand like how it's like, especially to be a pilot, you need that support. Yeah, parents always want you to kind of follow them into something because it's what they know, but I think as long as they support you and they're willing to help you, because being a pilot, getting into being a pilot is expensive, and any financial support is always helpful.
Qantas 180 established on localizer. Qantas 180, contact Sydney Tower 119.45. Contact Sydney Tower 119.45. Qantas 180. Sydney Tower, Qantas 180 on final 25. Qantas 180, wind 300 degrees at 9 knots, clear to land 25.
Alright, so you can see right there we got a 34 knot headwind, so I don't want to be dealing with that. Runway 34 is longer, but we'd be getting blown to the right coming in, so we're going to take this shorter runway. We do have our auto brake set to 3. Flaps 25. Cleared for landing. And not capturing the glide slope. What are we doing here? Come on. Why did we not get the glide slope there? Approach key. Everything's in. What are we doing? Frustrating. We'll take it in by hand. Flaps 30.
1,000. $50, $30, $20, $10.
Qantas 180, when vacated, contact ground 121.7.
When vacated, contact ground 121.7, Qantas 180.
Alright, perfect. Exit at... Please stop. And that's our runway. Okay, we'll exit at Alpha here. A lot earlier than I thought. We got the international terminals right in front of us, and domestic is on the other side of 3-4. Again, how we're going here.
Sydney ground, Qantas 180, runway vacated with hotel.
Qantas 180, taxi to 73, via Hotel Yankee Juliet, hold short of runway 0725.
Taxi to 73 via Hotel Yankee Juliet, hold short of runway 0725, Qantas 180.
This is stuff I should be looking up before we get in the air and are moving, but... No, I always forget. I'm bad. '73. Trying to find 73. I don't see a 73. Super annoying. We're gonna go to gate 55 actually over here. Looking for golf. We're gonna go to 55. That's where this flight actually goes. If I can find that with GSX. Alright. Going to up the strobes. You on. Landing lights. Off. A little bit of the housekeeping here. Alright, now we're ready to go. This is why having a first officer is always helpful. Alright, so our first turn is International 4. We want to go to International 5. Next turn. Again, a little disappointing. There's just not a lot of planes appearing. Almost want to look at getting AIG back and seeing if I can get that set up again. Because AIG will go, it puts planes in based on the time of day you have in the sim versus what it is in real life. I don't need live traffic always. In a situation like this, live traffic and nothing much to see.
Sydney Tower, Qantas 180, request cross runway 0725.
Okay. Where is the
Qantas 180, cross runway 0725, when vacated contact ground 121.7.
Cross runway 0725, when vacated contact ground 121.7, Qantas 180.
like here's like Sydney Airport, leaves a little bit to be desired the way the jetways are all set up here. It's kind of weird. I think this one would be handcrafted and work better. Right, parking brake is set. You on. On, valve open. Off, off. Cut off. Right, engine coming down. Fuel chock set. West ground power. And we're across to boarding.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Wrong position. Is that where I was? Yeah, I guess we're at a whole different area. The parking is numbered wrong or something here. Oh, east. I selected east. That's what it is. Alright, let's fix this. We're gonna... Again, why are there no planes at this airport? Really annoying. Reposition the aircraft. Okay, I just wanna... West parking. That's over there. Using. Okay, here I am. Now I'm at my actual gate. Now can I request? I like how it doesn't, it shouldn't matter. You're at the wrong gate. I've seen him do that before. Yeah, it does feel different, doesn't it? It always does. Alright, seatbelt sign off. Ooh, I like how that light is coming in here. Oh. Ground power on. Go off. Fuel pumps off. I could have kept the APU for the air conditioning and everything.
Passengers deboarding starting.
All right, well, let's check out Atlanta, see how that landing was. Got our attempt to not have to go around, then our go around.
Tower, Qantas 7383. Request cross
Landing rate
runway
negative
16 right,
268, so terrible. Real time, how long it took right there. And then on my spreadsheet over here, we'll get the
cross runway 16 right, 34 left. When vacated, contact ground 121.7. Qantas 7383.
sim time 3 hours and 4 minutes, block to block. 2 hours 50 minutes flight time, which is just a little bit shorter. We even with that go around, 2 minutes off of our planned air time. So even with all the headwind and everything, still ended up getting here ahead of schedule. Pretty good. All right. Yeah. See you on the 8th. Is that when I have my next one scheduled? That next time you can. I don't know when I have it scheduled next. Yo. Good morning and good night. Yep, good morning for me, good night for, or good evening for you, I believe. Let's see. Yep, I have it scheduled for the 8th. Might be able to do a flight before that, so I don't know why I didn't give myself 2 days off next week for some reason. Or if I bump these ones up. But yeah, I'll probably be able to do the one to Port Vila, and then everything will probably be bumped up a day. Or maybe I'll do something else. I don't know. But I should have 2 days off next week. 8th is Saturday, so I probably will have one a little bit earlier in the week too. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, for sure, probably going to be, well, not for sure. I don't know when my schedule is. I'm just guessing on my weekends off. All right. So thanks for coming along on the flight. Hope to see you, yeah, next time. Keep an eye out. It'll be, I believe it's noon Zulu time, right? 12 Zulu is my usual time of going up for these streams, 7 a.m. my time. Keep an eye out on YouTube and Twitch for the schedule. And if you're on Discord, I'll try to post it there. I need to start posting stuff in Discord more, like schedule-wise. And I'm going to start working on making a Google map for you guys, showing all the flights. We've done all the paths. I mean, it won't be down to the, but it'll just be like, you can see the where went from point A to point B. I'll have stuff like landing rate and time and all that. Should be pretty cool for you guys and for myself. I really want to do that. So I will see you next time, and until then, happy flying. Take care. Goodbye.
Do you want to deboard crew? Crew deboarding starting.